Hello, kings and queens. I'm William. Or is it Wilito? Confusing, huh? I know. That's my story. Let's get into it. My story. Welcome back. Alright, kings and queens. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, here goes the opportunity. Do it now. If you like what I have to say, thumbs up. If you don't, that's okay. Just comment below. Let me know what you think. Alright, let's get into it. Wilito. I know. I don't think I've ever heard my mother call me William. Ever. I always wondered if that attributed to my daddy issues. I digress. I'm sorry. If you haven't guessed, parents are Hispanic. They migrated to the United States from the Dominican Republic. I'm first generation born here in the States, specifically New York, Queens. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up when hip-hop was in its infancy, and I fell in love with hip-hop, that is. I remember being out on the block, with my friends at a young age, and just listening to the music. A lot of their brothers, their older brothers, were either b-boys or graffiti artists, or d-boys for that matter. But it was always interesting, to watch them come back. And I used to always get so excited to hear the tales, when they would go to the other boroughs to battle or what have you, or a new piece that they were working on, and you see the war scars or all the paint. I remember this one guy, Alex, he used to always have paint all over himself, because he was an artist, right? And that was dope. And I remember dancing. I used to love dancing. I still do. And the music, the music was really what moved me. I remember in elementary school, I took violin lessons. I was part of the school orchestra. That's a whole other story how I got in there. But hey, I was able to, play the violin. That wasn't the first instrument. I used to play the tamboras. Every time somebody would come back from DR, they'd bring a new instrument, the guira, maraca, all those things I used to play around with. I used to draw. I never spray painted, but I had a big pilot marker, and I used to tag Vaz. My brother was Vac. I used to always tease him, because I used to say it was short for vacuum cleaner. We always thought that was funny. But fast forward, Vaz. When my wife was pregnant, I told her that if we would have a boy, I wanted to name him Vazier. Call him Vaz for short. She didn't like that too much. We ended up having a daughter, which is great, so we didn't have to worry about the name. But Nas was my favorite hip-hop rapper. And it was the best of times and the worst of times at the same time. Yeah. We didn't have a lot of means, so it was tough, but it made you choose wisely. You got the one pair of sneakers for the year, so you have to pick the right ones. Those type of things. One of the things I struggled with was being on public assistance I remember having to go to the bodega, to the store, and go buy stuff my mother would send me. I didn't mind if she gave me cash. I'll go there all day. But when I had to go with that little book, you know, that was tough. Only because I was aware, you know, how people looked at you. Not that it matters, right? It is what it is. Everything works for our good, even the bad. I strongly believe that it shapes you, right? It makes you who you are. But, you know, that was deep rooted in me. And I am who I am today because of it. Until next time, grace and peace.